the longest tenured defensive Raven, Sarah, has had a lot to say. And you really got to go all the way back to the offseason when Marlon Humphrey made some comments that I know stirred a buzz, both inside this here vault and within the fan base. Essentially saying, I'm paraphrasing, or maybe this is just word for word, we are not feared as a defense the way that we used to be. And we need to get back to that. Man, does it feel like a long time coming, or a long time since those comments were had. And he's had a lot to say since. And this defense has obviously struggled mightily through the first 6 weeks of this season. He sat down for a media scrum on Monday, Sarah, leading into, again, week 8, Ravens, Bears. And I've got 5 different clips here, okay? 5 different clips in terms of how he handled a bunch of different questions that were wide-ranging. I'm actually going to begin in opposite of chronological order because I thought that the most interesting part was his final answer in terms of this razor-thin margin for error that they're living in right now, the importance of Sunday against the Bears, playing week to week, playing game to game, and ultimately where this team stands right now as a defense from his perspective.
Greater if we could beat the Chicago Bears this Sunday. I think we are 1-5. We are like 1-5. We've won 1 game, lost 5 games. The only thing I think anybody wants to do is just to win 1 game. If you're focused on anything other than that, I hope you let somebody know, because you need to either meet with our mental health person or somebody, because we need to focus on 1 game, 1 practice. I just want to win a game. That would be like really cool. I'd be really happy. It's just not fun to lose games. It's something I told the defense. I've never really been a loser in my entire life. I'm not really cool with being a loser. I'm not really comfortable with being a loser. So I just want to win 1 game. And if that's not everybody's mindset, there needs to be a sit down to figure out how we can get that on your mindset, because I think that's going to be the only way going forward for us to win 1 game.
All right, so our guy Fem's in the chat. Welcome into Femi Ayambadejo, friend of the show, and he's claiming that I've been hit by the negativity bug. Fem, I got to be honest with you. To me, I think this is just the realest bug that I've overcome, that I've been diagnosed with over the bye week. Because, Sarah, I got to be honest with you. I think this team is cooked the way that Marlon Humphrey's body language is cooked. And I just can't find any other way to continue to search for that optimism, even though you presented 5 legitimate reasons yesterday as to why that could be the case. I just think there's something bigger that this team is trying to overcome right now, and I think it's too little too late. So while mathematically they're very much still in it should they win, and even if they lose, mathematically they got to go on a historic run after the Bears if they lose the Bears, and a lot would need to happen and fall into place. But listen to this. Quote, I've never really been a loser in my entire life. I'm not really cool with being a loser. I'm not really comfortable with being a loser. I just want to win 1 game. If that's not everybody's mindset, there needs to be a sit down to figure out how we can get that on your mindset, because that's going to be the only way going forward to win 1 game. I didn't transcribe it here, but I know the quote that stood out to you, Sarah, in our pre-show meeting was essentially suggesting his peers or his teammates, if their mindset isn't about doing everything that it takes to win on Sunday against the Bears, then maybe they want to go consult the team's mental health person or therapist that I know you know is in the building.
Yes,
the
which
building that you
Ravens
spent
do
over
have, and I know where the office is and all of that.
There you go. So again, one of 5 snippets that I have. I want to get your reaction to his body language, his thoughts, and what you make of that first part of his recent presser.
Well, it's funny because you bring up Femi commenting on, like, what was it? The negativity bug? Is that what he said you have?
Yeah, I think he thinks I got sick in Banff, which who knows? With the time change and with the cold temperatures, you never know. Hey, just so you know, my aunt Sarah, I've been sucking down vitamin C,
there you go,
electrolytes, ready to go. So
gotta get it done, get ahead of it.
I'll be there with you.
All sorts of vitamins. Well, what's funny is, and I said this yesterday, I'm with Femi in that I came out of the bye being like, okay, here we go. This is the Ravens Super Bowl, and they're going to win it. It's the regular season Super Bowl, unfortunately, against the Chicago Bears, because so much is riding on this game. And you knew that a ton of players would be coming back. I was anticipating Lamar Jackson being back. Again, I'm going to reserve my judgment for Wednesday. I had 5 reasons. I was ready to go with a headline for it. I was like, 5 reasons why you should have optimism that the Ravens are going to go on a run.
Yeah.
Number 1, that they have a lighter, easier schedule. 5 of 6 teams to start were playoff teams. 1 of the next 6 not former playoff teams from last year. They're going to be healthier. There's your second reason. The defense is already turning things around with this new 3 safety look. And again, these guys coming back. Then you've got EDC. He's working the phones. If they can win this game, then he'll go and make a big move. And then number 5, this is a weak AFC North and really a bigger, like kind of weaker AFC in general, minus the Indianapolis Colts. So I had 5 reasons thinking, yes, it's going to be positive.
Is there a butt coming here?
There comes the butt. But then I watch people like Marlon Humphrey, and I'm like, dude, the way you're talking is as if you just lost a game. Like sometimes you can take that body language.
Thank you.
And it's like, well, they just lost, so of course they're down. But by the time we hear from them on Wednesday, they'll be back up, right? Because they have a 24-hour rule. Well, they're coming off of a bye, and guys are coming back healthy, and he looks depressed. And I'm like, why isn't anybody matching my energy? Like, should I be matching their energy? Like, where's like John Harbaugh comes out, and he's like, got that face on again. He wasn't like, oh, yeah, I'm leaning into the psychology of Lamar coming back with smiles, right? It's just like you're coming out of the bye. It's been more than a week since you lost the last game without Lamar. And you're coming in here and you're like, I'm not a loser. And if you aren't in a mentality of taking this one game at a time, go talk to our team mental health therapist.
Yes.
Like,
this is all I'm trying to say.
And that's also coming off of like, and again, I still feel like they can go on a run. I just don't know that they believe it. Remember this yesterday, Bobby? We were talking about the anonymous players talking. This anonymous player from the Baltimore Sun, he says it was that Bills game that put a beating on us mentally, where it felt like everything was ending, even though it was our first game. He was like, when we have so much time to recover, such a long season, and we let that carry over, well, it's still carrying over in their body language and the way he's talking. Like, yes. I want them to match my energy. They aren't.
I love what you and Femi are doing. I don't disagree with it. I'm just trying to be a realist, guys. I got more snippets, by the way, because he wasn't done there, Sarah. It wasn't exactly an infusion of energy, refreshment, so on and so forth, which you would think most humans would have coming off a 7-day layoff, or call it break, whatever. I'm telling you, there was clip after clip, including this, about alignment changes that were made, whether it was Kyle Hamilton, Marlon, or others defensively in week 6 against the Rams. Here's Marlon.
And what do you think of the changes you guys implemented with, Kyle moving to the nickel, you playing more on the outside? Your impression of that, and how do you think that can help the defense moving forward?
Sure.
I guess I could, the honest answer is we still lost, so I don't really know what it really did. The objective is to win, so I could say, it looked like this, but the result was still a loss. So we're still, I think, trying to figure out, what we can do going forward to hopefully win some games and kind of get the stink up off everybody.
I take no pleasure in this. Hopefully you guys will clip me 6 weeks from now. They're cooked. This team is cooked. Stick a fork in them, Sarah. Stick a fork in them. I'm sorry. This team is cooked. And I love your reasons for optimism. They are valid. They are relatively realistic. But not if this is what's going on internally. Not if this is suggestive or representative of what we've seen transition to on-tape film for weeks now. I have to sit here and look myself in the mirror and say, when a team that you've covered for as many years as we have, and you double me up in that category, shows you who they are, which is so far from what they've been, what they should be, and what they can be, at some point you got to believe them. And I have a hard time at this point leaning on the optimism that you've provided. I just, at this point, I can't bring myself, I can't will myself to believe that this isn't who they are. This is who they are. Their record is who they are. And they're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Yeah. Listen, I
They're
think
in
we're
big trouble.
I think we're picking up on the same body language for sure. We're both feeling it. I want them to match my energy, obviously. Maybe I'll be 2 weeks behind you. I'm not going to say the Ravens. I'm not going to say the Ravens are cooked. If they were to lose the next, maybe even 1 week. If they were to lose this week, but for sure after 2 weeks, I will then say that they're cooked. But I cannot join you now, and it would bring me so much pleasure if we could clip you and they go on a little run and we just throw that back in your face. That would bring me so much pleasure.
Here's Femi chiming in on something from earlier on as a former player himself. I guarantee players do not care if teammates skip media. They care way more about internal team dynamics, as it is 99% of the job. Some perspective from a former player, not to take a victory lap whatsoever, just throwing that in there. More from Femi. He says, I hear all this body language talk. They understand the gravity of the situation. You are completely misreading the message. So countering what I just shared. More from Marlon in the meantime, clarifying some recent comments that were misinterpreted, Sarah, or misrelayed, or maybe not by you.
I corrected you.
Not by you. You were correct in the sense that when Marlon referred to the defense or the team as immature, that was simply relaying what John Harbaugh told the team earlier on after a loss. Here's Marlon for the first time clarifying what Sarah picked up on weeks ago. Even though I didn't take a victory lap on you, you decided to.
Yeah.
Zach Orr said that you thought you guys played with the most intensity you've played all year against the Rams. Week 1, you thought maybe this defense wasn't mature enough. Do you feel like you guys have had to mature quickly or gotten to where you hope to be or want to be at this point?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember when I said the mature thing. I was saying what Coach Harbaugh said.
Yeah.
And then I get a report sent to me that I said we weren't mature, and so I don't know which one of y'all just put that out there, but then that was not my quote. That was a quote I was putting out there. So I can't really speak on that. I was just speaking on the quote that was said to us. So that would be a Harbaugh question.
So defers to Harbaugh there. Again, just wanted to be clear on that. So clarifying something that had been misinterpreted by myself and others, many others, I might add, in terms of, what was it, a month ago? I can't remember. But John Harbaugh referred to the team as immature. Yeah. More from Marlon, Sarah, in terms of how you can turn this thing around. And I kind of feel like this is somewhat contradicting, given we're 24 hours removed from the Baltimore Sun's credible report, speaking to 25 different sources, either within or around the Ravens organization, about some of the disconnect that's going on, a lot of which was offensively. Here is Marlon on his thoughts on one of the lone bright spots so far this year.
Have to do to start playing more consistent winning football on both sides?
Yeah, I've kind of given up on what we need to do. I'm putting all that in the coaches' hands. The coaches give us what we need to do, and we try to go from there. Biggest thing I'm trying to do is just to do my job, do my assignment, and kind of do my own independent studies. Take what I have, take what the coaches have. Try to go there Sunday, be the best version of myself, help the guys in whatever way I can. But to give the answer, I think we all been trying to figure that out for, really 5 games straight, however many we've lost. And so we're still searching for that. Hopefully we'll kind of figure out some things and get some wins.
And more about the internal side of things, which I referenced.
What we've done as players this year is we haven't really questioned the coaches. I think, even though we have a losing, record, obviously there really hasn't been a lot of, turmoil and guys turning on each other. I feel like we have been in this all together. I think there's one positive for the first half. I would say it would be that there has definitely been a want to. There's been a trust there, and I do believe that we are very close. It just close in this league is not enough. You just got to do it, and everybody in our room is definitely still on the mindset that we still can do it, and I believe we can, and I think everyone else believes as well. So it's another opportunity to go out there and try to do it.
All right. So there you have it. I think the best thing we've done as players this year is we haven't really questioned the coaches. Even though we have a losing record, there really hasn't been a lot, not none, but a lot of turmoil and guys turning on each other. There's definitely been a want to. There's been a trust there. I do believe that we are really close, but close in this league is not enough. Your thoughts on those last couple snippets?
I believe there's not a ton of turmoil. To me, it just seems more like they're searching for confidence, and so it doesn't. Yeah, that I believe that, and especially once you like listen to those anonymous players, the only person that was called out in all of that was Todd Monken. Like no coaches, no fellow players, none of that. So yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, I believe that. So listen, Femi has got quite the debate going on in the live chat on how to interpret all this. Is he being serious? Is he just tired of answering the same questions? Is he going to say, I just got to keep it low key and have my actions do the talking rather than, my words? Or is it you interpreting it as like their demeanor is cooked, so therefore the team is cooked? It's quite the debate. So it'll be interesting going forward. It's not exuding confidence, that's for sure. But are they cooked? I'm not willing to go there yet, for sure.
We're going to learn a lot about them coming up this weekend. Chicago, a team that comes in, yes, having won 4 in a row, but the opponent's certainly something that comes into question in terms of the degree of difficulty. And Sarah, that's where I kind of, and we'll move on here after this. One of your 5 reasons it's tripping me up because it's like you're leaning on this idea that was once a fact that they're going to prey on some of their competition on paper down the line, right? That we would have absolutely picked as total no-brainer, easy call wins for them before the season began. And then
I'm not prey upon them. It's a little, I think they would, yes, the beginning of the year, maybe prey upon them. But at this point, I just think they can beat them.
Well,
I'm not saying prey upon them. Yeah.
Correct. But you're still leaning on, one of your 5 reasons is leaning on a
lighter schedule
or lack thereof. Correct. Strength of schedule over the second half of the season. And I have to stop myself and ask, like, are the Ravens now looked at as that? Because
as a preyed upon team
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so I have to like to me, I'd be like, okay, I can get behind 4 of your reasons for optimism. Clearly they're not enough for me to have bought into this belief
right
down the second half stretch. But that's one area that immediately comes to my mind. And I'm like, are they who they once were? And
they're not.
And
certainly not.
And that's a hard pill to swallow. Mm-hmm. And so while I love and hope that, well, first of all, I love the optimism, to be clear. 2, I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope my arse is clipped for all to show and tell for years and years and years. At some point, you just got to believe what you're watching, and I think that's where I've come to. So appreciate your 2-week buffer that you're giving yourself. Maybe Femi will take that 2 weeks as well, and we'll revisit this conversation down the line.
And I just want to say I love Femi, but I'm not buying into that just yet. The 99% of the locker room doesn't care. Okay. Yeah.
Even though he's a former player.
Even though he's a former player. I know that's both of me.
Fem, you better have the same energy for her clapping back on me.
Texting us. He's like, put me back on the show.
Come on now. Oh, he's got to be chomping. I'm guessing. Let's just check real quick.
Is he texting us?
Okay, at least he knows we're live. Sometimes this guy texts us when we're live, doesn't he? He's gonna as soon as we finish this up.
He's in the chat. That's where he's talking to us now.
I know that. Look at this. Here we go.
Oh, that was you saying.
Oh, this is good.
No, this is more going to your point of the body language. Here, let's read this. They are plotting quietly. You have to earn the right to talk loudly and boldly. The more chaos, the more still and quietly you prepare. Saraj or Sarah is wrong, he says in all caps. Wait, I'm wrong about, well, I agree with him with the points he was making here. Not necessarily agree, but like I'm that's why I'm saying they're not cooked. I hope he's saying that I'm wrong about the locker room.
stick a pin in this one. The fact that Femi just got Sarah to read. Yes, it was just read, but read something that suggested that you are wrong. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, obviously a lot more to come, a lot more to be said and learned, and we will follow it accordingly. Femi just reminding everybody that he's been in 11 different National Football League locker rooms. So take that as you will. Appreciate you, Fem.
I
Appreciate you, partner, for a good
Appreciate
conversation.
you.
Including everybody in the live chat that's weighing in very passionately on a very passionate